This is one of the biggest days in recent Liverpool history. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. The British transfer record has been broken. In this video, we're going to go through absolutely everything regarding this transfer. Confirmed today by Fabrizio Romano, 150 million euros, by the way, guys. We've got loads of notes made, tactically, structure, the finance. We're going to talk through everything. I've got the tactics board open. I'm going to give the exact 11 I think he will play versus the 11 I want to play. I mean, what the hell do I know? Up against Arne Slot, by the way. But I'm still going to give you that nonetheless. Let me know down below in the comments. Get involved in the community. The time's 10:30 at night. We're trying to grind these videos out for you, and I hope you enjoy. The easiest way for you to say, George, you're doing a good job, is by hitting a like down below and subscribing so you don't miss a video. This is an unbelievable transfer. Just a few notes before we jump into the tactics board, because I know you're all eager to get into that. Florian Wirtz, we all know who this guy is by now. We've seen various clips, various games. We've been linked to him for a while. He plays as a fluid 10, false 9, drops deep to link midfield with the attack. He's so good on the ball. Created 57 chances, 17 big chances in the Bundesliga last year. Only Salah higher in Liverpool's context last season. Final third pass accuracy of above 86%, depending on the phase. Fits short passing triangles, which we've absolutely seen this year. In the thumbnail, I've highlighted that. These triangles we're going to come on to in a bit with these tactics here. It's going to be so key this year into Liverpool winning the league again. I've said it now. Liverpool are going to win the league again. Am I getting ahead of myself? Maybe. Stop me in the comments, guys. Intelligent pressing, 8.3 successful pressures per 90. That's a really key point. It's not all just what you see on the pitch. It's kind of what you see more holistically and what he offers off the ball. I think that's a really key point to talk about later on. He fits Slot's mid-block pressing triggers, and he won't be bypassed like Núñez at times can be, and like maybe someone like Gyökeres could be, you know what I mean? Gyökeres Liverpool, is that going to happen now with Wirtz? Probably not, in my opinion. 5 goals in 5 UCL Champions League group stage games, proven big game output, links well with wide forwards, supports both types of wingers. We'll talk about Salah and Diaz. I think we'll play more narrow this year, in fact. He opens up false 9, 10 rotations with Szoboszlai, reduces creative burden on Salah. Like, we could be here all day. Let's just talk and go to the pitch. Here we go. I think, obviously, we'll play that 4-3-3. And I don't think Arne Slot will go to a 3-back. I just can't see us bringing in, for me, 2 centre-backs. You've got to replace Kwanzaa for 1 and then bring in someone else, like, to play in your 3-back. So I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to stay with that back 2. And in particular, it's going to be the exact same team as we've seen last year, with Wirtz playing false 9, in my opinion. I think this makes the most sense because it's the least transition from what we're doing now. But how this works in attack is very different. How this works off the ball is very different. Because I think off the ball we go to this. And we've done this many times this year as well. We've seen Jones fill in at times where Wirtz is here. Many games. We've seen Diaz fill where Wirtz is on there. We've seen Jota fill in there. Multiple players have done it, tried to do it, and succeeded. I don't see why Wirtz is going to be an anomaly to that trend. He's absolutely going to succeed in this system off the ball. 8.3 successful pressures per 90. He's very high energy. This man is relentless. He's never walking, and when he is walking, bang, he's got that ability to snap into gear and really look into action and get into action fast. I think we'll play a 4-2-4, But in attack, I think we really will do this. I think Gravenberch will drop deeper. We've seen that this year many times. He actually filled in at centre-half once, you know what I mean? But I think he can do this. He's so good on the ball, so composed. He's that big frame as well. Really good ability winning the ball back, counter-attacks, etc. But him dropping deeper, creating this back 3, allows for Kerkers and Frimpong to bomb on. I think there's a perception around the fan base that Frimpong will be that guy, like up here, like off the pitch, you know what I mean? But I think Kerkers will be that as well. I think Kerkers is such an attacking fullback. We've seen this year with Bournemouth, the amount of crosses he's putting in, excellent crosses, by the way, but the ground he's covering, the duels he's winning in the final third, in the opposition half, really are outstanding. He's up there with Anthony Robinson, I think Olarena, in terms of fullbacks, for most balls won in the opposition's half. So Kerkers will equally be as high, for me, at the pitch. Salah will obviously be up here. Diaz, for me, starts over Gakpo. And that leaves with 3 players kind of in this triangle. I see Wirtz playing centrally, firstly, and I see Szoboszlai McAllister tucking in behind him. I think it might be an unpopular opinion, really. But what I see is McAllister offering more control. What I see is Gravenberch offering the legs back here, and I think he offers that composure, which I don't think at times Konate has. And Konate, I think Konate, by the way, in a back 3 would be unbelievable, like seriously unbelievable. As I think Joe Gomez will be a brilliant replacement for Konate here, when he probably gets injured, you know what I mean? I think Gomez will be a really good versatile player to fill in right centre back there in this makeshift back 3, kind of on the ball. And I'd say Gravenberch, well, it's definitely true. Gravenberch offers the least, in my opinion, out of these midfield, let's say 4, chuck Wirtz in there. going forward on the offence, scoring a goal, contributing. I think McAllister's proven this year that he can get a goal. Szoboszlai, maybe less goals than we thought he would bring when he first signed from Leipzig, but I think he's still contributing in his own way, absolutely. And he's had a very good season, Szoboszlai, and do we come on to that now? We might as well. I think people saying Szoboszlai should drop out the team. A lot of people saying we do this, and I just think we're so exposed doing this. Assume Nunes is like a number 9, Gyökeres, whoever it'll be, Alvarez. There's too many bodies going forward. Frimpong's going to get forward, and so is Kerkez. You're left with 3 bodies there, plus an extra attacking midfielder. I just think it's unrealistic, and I don't think spending 150 million euros on Wirtz, where am I going to 150 million pounds? I wrote this a while ago, so hence why it says depending on source. Are we going to really bring in a centre-back and a DM and a striker then after spending that much money? Have we got enough money firstly to do that? I don't think so. And that's the only reason I don't think Nunes will play there. A striker, will play there. I think it makes much more sense to bring Szoboszlai in and keep Szoboszlai in the team. In terms of transition from the team that won the league compared to this next team, we surely want as little transition as possible. And we've lost Trent for Frimpong, we've lost Robertson for Kerkez, we've now lost someone else for Wirtz. Do we really want to lose Szoboszlai for another number 9 who doesn't know how it works? I think bringing in 4 is absolutely overkill. Bring in 4 squad players, of course, but 4 starters? Bear in mind we just won the league. I think it's a bit of a heavy hole, to be honest with you. So I really think it sticks as this, and I think Wirtz is that number 9, that false 9. In my opinion, he's a control-first player. He excels in small spaces, final third kind of patience. It's exactly what Slot has struggled with against low blocks. We've seen Man City solve that issue straight away with Ryan Shirky. I think he's going to offer the similar kind of thing. He's got a similar skill set to Wirtz, really good in the small spaces, in the pocket. He's a high cognitive profile, 86% pass accuracy, as we mentioned before. No panic passes, everything's just so measured. We've seen this year alone, Arne Slot telling Trent to kind of refrain from them Hollywood passes and be much more refrained on the ball. Stop giving away simple errors when you can make 3 passes and get to the same place, instead of Trent pinging 1 over to get to that place, but maybe it going wrong. Wirtz is absolutely going to fit that mould. Wirtz is such a stable, controlled player, and he's not going to be trying all these fancy things at the expense of the team having to, win the ball back on his expense. It's like, he's so reassuring for a fan and so assuring to watch. He's not going to make mistakes, and you'd like to think as well in these big games he's not going to make mistakes. That's all tactically proven at UCL level. Like, it's a Champions League player. I've had it on here. He's done it in the Bundesliga and the Champions League. It's a higher level than Portugal, the Championship, less risk, like someone, Gyökeres, for example. He's played most minutes as an attacking midfielder / kind of second striker off the left, but he can rotate with a false 9, give Slot options, and them options are key. Let's go back to this here. I don't know why I've left it on that kind of messy screen there. Let me just put it all back. Those options are key, because if he wants to maybe take Szoboszlai out for a Jota. Let's put Jota in here, who I think will stay, by the way. All these links between Gakpo and Bayern Munich, Diaz and Barcelona, both of them were Saudi. Nunes with Atletico or Napoli. No one's really coming in for Jota, so I think Jota will stay. I think that's the general consensus. And if Slot wants to bring Jota in, he brings Jota in, and I think it works equally as well. Do you not think? Do you know what I mean? If say, for example, we brought in a number 9, Gyökeres, you have to start Gyökeres and Wirtz. No matter what, there's no way you're benching a £90 million player and £150 million. It's just not going to happen. But with Jota, I guess you've got that flexibility of that. I think I've written it on here somewhere. That kind of experimental rotation, false 9 kind of 10 with Szoboszlai. They're both quite similar in regards to, you probably could drop one of them out. You could drop out a Jota for a Szoboszlai in relation to who we're playing. But I think if you had Gyökeres there, you have to play him. You're locked into Gyökeres and Wirtz there. And I've just done a video on why them two wouldn't work together. And I think that's key. So I just love Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai gets so much unnecessary kind of stick. And I think Szoboszlai is the player, actually, I mentioned at the start, that he's gotten the best out of. I think Wirtz gets the best out of Szoboszlai. I think they're quite similar in a way. But I think they're going to really gel. He's 22 years old as well. He fits Slots like this core. Liverpool going for these age players, or similar age players. We don't go for, I'm seeing players linked like, it was linked the other day, it was like 29. I'm like, it's just not going to happen. It's not realistic at all. And when you look at Salah getting no younger, Van Dijk, Robertson, Alisson, that Klopp side, this is the dying breed now. There's not many of them left. I think it will raise expectations. This is the big money signing. He's breaking all sorts of records, and there's a lot of pressure on him. Fan base already calling this a statement signing. expectations around goals may be unrealistic. I think it needs to be judged on total contribution. I think that's the key with Szoboszlai. A lot of people expecting Szoboszlai to nail 20 in his first year. Not going to happen. Talk about the contribution. Talk about not just the facts and the stats contribution, but his off-the-ball contribution. I think Szoboszlai was absolutely key for us winning the league. I really do think that in big games he stepped up off the ball, playing 90 minutes, digging deep. All of Szoboszlai's, well, a lot of his work goes unnoticed, goes under the radar. And when Salah's scoring 40, it's very hard to get you... put your head out the water and say, I'm still here, I'm doing business, you know what I mean? But Szoboszlai really was, and I think Wirtz is going to do the business on the pitch and, well, both of them on the pitch, but on the ball and off the ball, do you know what I mean? I think he'll allow Salah to stay more advanced. I think that's a key point. Obviously, with Salah getting older and no younger, it's going to be key to maximise Salah the next 2 years, and I think moving him more central, let me just put back Szoboszlai into this team here. Moving Salah more central, hold on, what have I done? There. Obviously, he's going to cover less ground, firstly. This is a player who, I mean, we've got to kind of tread carefully when talking about Salah and declining, because he's shown absolutely no signs of declining. He does not look like a 32, whatever year old man. He's kind of going backwards in biology, do you know what I mean? But Salah moving more central does make sense. He's going to lose that yard of pace you would like to think, and moving him more central is just maximising him, and it's maximising his asset, his physical asset, certainly. And the same with Diaz. Diaz has played more central this year, and it's going to be a really easy transition for me with Luis Diaz. Kirker's offering that width. I don't think we need to worry about Diaz not offering width there, because Kirker's is going to do it, the same with Frimpong. So I really do think this kind of 3-5-2, if you like, is going to be the outlook, or the Liverpool side we see next year. Salah and Diaz tucking more narrow. Wirtz coming in here. Off the ball, I think we're going to maybe go for something like this. I think it offers quite an easy step up for like kind of a 2-4-4, 4-4-2, however you want to look at it, which we've done this year. It's about transition. It's about how easy can we go into this next season from the previous, and I think this is absolutely perfect for that. I'm so excited. Have we got anything else to say? Have we got anything else to say? The Bundesliga is fast but more structured than the Premier League. Wirtz will need to adapt to intensity. But as I say, I don't think it'll be a huge problem for him. He's done it at the highest level, Champions League. It shouldn't be a huge transition. He's got no real aerial threat if we're going to be critical. Obviously, him being that number 9, you'd expect some kind of presence in there. But look at Firmino. I actually think Firmino in the air was excellent. Really, really good and underrated. And Jota, for a man who's below 6 foot, the amount of goals he scored, headers and volleys in the air, unbelievable presence, Jota in the air, like contrary to his size. But maybe Wirtz doesn't have that. Firmino and Jota both maybe did. Nunes probably does because of his height. Wirtz doesn't, maybe that's an issue, but as I say, it's one issue in 100 positive, you know what I mean? The final word is expected to link best with Salah and Szoboszlai. Them clear triangle on the right-hand side will be a key pattern. Expect early overloads there next season. I think a lot of goals will come from there. One thing I noticed, where was it? It was a stat about... I wrote it in because I was going to talk about Trent. Let me just find it. Right, here it is, aerial threat. 0.5 aerial duels, 1 per 90. As I mentioned with Jota and maybe Firmino kind of character, they both were very underrated in the air, contrary to their size. I think this actually works with maybe losing Trent. Trent going direct, Trent pinging them balls into Firmino, expecting to flick on, pinging them to Jota. But without Trent there, Frimpong ain't going to be the guy pinging them balls. Frimpong's going to be the guy overlapping. So is Conor Bradley. Quite similar players now they like to play. So it actually works with the side. We are going to be very ground-based in build-up, as we are already, but even more so without Trent pinging them balls. And the same with Robertson. Kirkers, of course, is going to whip him in, but I think Wirtz is intelligent enough to work around the box. Also dropping deeper. I think playing that false 9, dropping deeper, bringing a centre-half with him, creating the space for Salah. Diaz actually really underrated at the back post, in my opinion. Obviously getting a lot of balls from Trent last year. It's so exciting. I mean, I've made an absolute cock of this. What the hell have I done here? It's so exciting. There's so many possibilities. And just to kind of end where I think it'll end up, bang, I think we'll be kind of there. There or thereabouts, McAllister off the left. There we go. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm so excited for this. There'll be loads of videos coming in the future, so stay tuned and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or gained anything from the video. I really appreciate you subscribing, leaving a like down below, and more importantly, engage in the community in the comment section. That's how we get, this. That's how this thing grows. What I'm trying to say. Thank you for watching. See you later.